So let's get into the base of the face. I'm going to first start off with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I'm trying to finish this off. I really enjoy it. Then I have the Tatcha Silk Canvas, the liquid version. I've tried this and I like it. I really like it. Then I have the Milani Make It Stay Setting Spray. And finally, I have the Duo Lash Glue for my lashes. So now let's get into foundations. I have the L'Oreal Infallible in shade 515. And then I have the Lancome Tint Ideal in shade 470C. As for concealers, I have the Born This Way Too Faced Concealer in the shade Caramel. I also have the same concealer in the shade Butterscotch. Butterscotch is a better shade for me, but I do have both. And then for my drugstore fave, I have Old Faithful LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. I have one I'm currently using, and I have a backup one, as you can see. And then finally, I have the Hourglass Vanishing Concealer in the shade Flax. This is probably my lightest concealer and requires the most manipulation, but I do enjoy it. Finally, I have some contour things, bronzers I use as contours. I have this Makeup Revolution bronzer in the shade Dark. Got this from Ulta, really good. And then I have the Fenty bronzer in the shade Cocoa Naughty. This one's alright. I did enjoy it when I initially got it, but I found better matches. And then finally, I have the Sephora Stick Foundation. I'm not sure what color this is in. I think it's in the color Cocoa. It's in the color Ebony 16. And I use that to contour. Finally, I have the Sephora Collection Micro Skin Finish in the shade Deep. I enjoy this product and I use this as a setting spray all over my face. Let's move on to setting powders. I have 3 Laura Merciers in the mini size. I have the Honey shade, this is my best shade and the best match for my under eyes. I have the Translucent shade, which was a bust. This honestly really isn't for me, but I have it just in case I need it. This is before they had Honey. And then I have the Medium Dark Translucent Powder. And this one is just basically my skin tone, but I really enjoy these setting powders that I use underneath my eyes to set my concealer. Let's get into eye products. I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Medium Brown. The shade is dark brown. And then I have these cheap, they're Wet n Wild liners. I have them in the shade brown and I believe jet black. I use the brown one most often. I also have an Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil in the shade Ebony. And then I have my eyeliners. I have this e.l.f. one in jet black, and then I have this NYX one that I use for my eyes. And finally, I have this mascara, which I don't really use mascara that often, but I have that one. And that mascara is called the Lash Sensational. Oh, okay, now to blushes. I have the MAC Copper Tone Blush. This is one I use most often, every day. I have the classic MAC Raisin Blush. Really good. I enjoy it. Red undertones. Good blush. And then finally, I have the MAC Sweetest Cocoa. Sweetest Cocoa was my everyday blush in college. Such a oldie and a goodie. It's a really goodie. And so you guys can see the tone family that I like my blushes in. Let's get into highlighters. First, I have this Laura Mercier loose highlighter in the shade Medium Deep. It's really pretty. It's kind of subtle. I don't use highlighter that much. That's why I don't have that many. And then I have this one from Maybelline. It's their Chromo line. It's in the shade 200, Molted Topaz. Super pretty. It's like a deep golden. And then I have this MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Cheeky Bronze. Really like this. Great everyday shade. Gives you sometimes rose gold accents. And then I have this e.l.f. highlighter. Well, it's really a bronzer. I use as an eyeshadow on my eye in the shade Deep. Let's get into eyeshadow palettes, shall we? I have this NARS Extreme Effect palette, and I have a video of this on my channel. You guys can check it out. And it looks like this. It has some purples, some reds, some really nice fun fall shades. I have the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This is a great palette. They need to come out with sequels of this palette. I really like it. Love this palette. I have the Jackie Aina palette for Anastasia Beverly Hills, ABH, Goody. I have this old Patrick Star collaboration with MAC Cosmetics palette. I really like it for Amber Light. Of that palette is Goal Getter. And then next I have the Huda Beauty palette, Nude Obsessions in the medium shade. It's okay. The shades are pretty, but the colors don't match what you're putting on your eye. I have these e.l.f. Bite shadows in the shade Berry Bad for the first one I have. The shades are really pretty and pigmented, except like sometimes the matte shades are a little tricky and ashy to work with on darker, deeper skin tones. The next palette is Hot Jalapeno. The next shade is in the shade Pumpkin Pie, just nudie shades. And the final one is in the shade Carnival Candy. So also I have these two MAC shadows. First one in the shade Woodwink, very cool chromy kind of gold. And then the next one I have in the shade Saddle. I think this would be a good transition color, but I don't really be using transition colors like that, but I have them. So finally I have lip liners, and I'm not going to go too deep into these because I have them, but I really go to the same one every time. And the ones I use this is Nutmeg by NYX. I use this 95% of the time. And I have Nutmeg and I have a backup of it. And I have like backups of Nutmeg because that's like basically the only lip liner I use. I just have other ones because like I need more, but I gravitate towards the other one. Like this one is Brick by MAC Cosmetics. So yeah. So now let's get into lipsticks, which I love. So the first one is a Wet n Wild shade in Mochalicious by Wet n Wild. The next shade I have is Diva by MAC Cosmetics. And interestingly enough, I have two shades of Diva by MAC Cosmetics. I'm not sure why, but this is a Whirl by MAC Cosmetics. Whirl is a great nude color for my black girls, nudie pink mauve color. And I have another shade of Diva again. The next shade I have is a Maybelline Chocolate Lust in the shade 60. It's like a terracotta color. And then next one I have is a Becca Cosmetics, RIP Becca, in the shade Truffle. And it's a really cute pinky nude. And then I have Mocha, which is also kind of like a pinky nude, pinky peachy nude. That's my genre of colors that I like. And the final color I have is from Maybelline. It's 275, Crazy for Coffee. Really great shade. Love this color. Great on the lips. Okay, let's get into liquid lipsticks. I know the girls aren't really doing liquid lipsticks anymore, but I still have some. So I have like Tool from Colourpop, and it's like a mauvey pink. And then I have More Better, which is like a fiery magenta color, very pretty on the lips. And then I have the color Bad Habit, very pretty pink shade. And then finally, I have Avenue by Colourpop Cosmetics. It's a really classic red color. By Milani, I have a shade in the color 19 Covet. It's a brown chocolate color. It's even also good as a liner sometimes. It's in the color Amore Matte. It's one of their Amore Mattes. And then I have a Sephora collection in the shade 41. And it's a like cream satin lip stain. And then I have Fenty in the shade Underdog. Don't really use this. I don't really like the way it looks on my lips, but it was fun to get. Okay, let's get into lip glosses. My favorite thing. So I have these Amore Lip Shines from Milani, and I have them in like the shade 04, which is Foxy Sexy. Very pretty shade. Um, and then I have in the shade 02 Tenderness. Um, I have some of these in my purses. This isn't even all my lip glosses, but you can see I like this nudie pink. That's my family, and that's my safe spot for me. I have the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the original shade in Fenty Glow. Love this. I put this in my desk and I use it sometimes. Just keep my lips moisturized. It's such a great product. And then I have some MAC shades. The first one I'll start with is MAC 19 in the shade Bittersweet Me. It's kind of like a purpley nude. Very, very pretty. And then the next shade I have is, oh, I don't have the name on this one, but it's like a terracotta. I believe it's called Spice. Very pretty shade. It's MAC Lip Glass. And then I have these Buxom lip products. The first one I have is in the shade Moscow Mule. It's like a plumping effect lip gloss. It doesn't really plump my lips. It's called the full-on plumping lip gloss, but very pretty light brown, not too pigmented. And then I have the shade Hot Toddy in the same Buxom lip gloss, just a different color shade. And then I have just this, I think it was like Makeup Revolution. No, it's Rimmel in this purple shade. It's a rouge lipstick and it's Have a Cow. That's what the color's called. And then I have this Maybelline Lip Vivid Hot Liqueur in the shade 97. Obsessed. Shout out to Mariah Carey because, you know, why are you so obsessed with me? And so then I have this Patrick Star shade in the color Mama Star. Very pretty nudie peach pink color. So then I have this lips gloss I got from a wedding in the shade AO. No color on it. I don't even know where you can buy this from. I don't really use it, but I have it. And then I have this Liquid Hot Liqueur from Maybelline again in the shade 64 Unreal. It's very pretty nude if you line your lips well. It's very, very pretty. So here are my brushes. I'm not a brush expert. I just have a lot of like Urban Decay, Real Techniques, Sonia Kashuk, and some e.l.f. brushes. These are the brushes I have. And then here are some of the eyelashes I have. I buy them from the beauty supply store. I've gotten some from AliExpress, but those took forever. But these are my lashes I have. Yeah, that's about it for my lashes. And then I also have this eyelash curler that I have. Let me pop it on the screen. This one. But I almost never use it. My lashes are so curly naturally. I don't really wanna stay, I don't really wanna go, but I really need to know, can we get it together?